In exercise 5-14, I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. I'm not going to use the box method because the box method is not necessarily going to work for this object. Because we have angular dimensions at the side, we don't know exactly how big it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just basically going to draw the overall shape of the front view, the right side view, and then do all of my projection for the top view. So I'm going to start by drawing first a line that goes straight up 50, comes over 30, down 20, over 30, comes all the way down to the bottom, closes off. Okay, that's going to be the overall shape. Now, there's a lot of things that I need to do from this point, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw my rectangle for my view spacing. This is going to be one of the first drawings that we're really going to have to work on each view as we go. All the views are going to be tied in together. There's going to be projections from one view to another view to another view, so we can't just really complete any single view before we start working with everything else. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line that's going to be the left edge of my right side view, and this line is going to come up 10. Okay, now at this point, I know that I have a 30-degree both sides. That should actually be 60 degrees. So I'm going to tab, type in 60, hit enter. I'm sorry. I'm going to tab over, hit 60, and then tab back to my distance. And then I'm just going to draw this line up at 60. From here, I can now start a new line that comes off of here. This is going to go back 15, and then it's going to go over 10, but drop 7, so that's going to be 10 comma negative 7, and then it's going to go over 9 more, it's going to come up 7 and over 10, so 10 comma 7, and then I'm just going to draw this over here because I'm not quite sure of where the end of that is going to be. Now I can draw a line from here straight back 55, and then copy this angled line from here to here. And what that's going to do is that's going to give me the rough overall shape of that view. Now I can go ahead and bring a line projected from here back 25, and that's going to go up basically to this point right here. And for some reason that's not tracking for me. There we go. And that's going to go back 20 and then close off right here. I'm going to extend these lines because I know that that edge is there. Now that's basically the right side view in a nutshell. What I don't have in here is the hidden line that represents the front cutout. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to offset a distance of 6 because that's how deep the cutout is on the front. And then I'm going to extend that line up to the top. Then I can click on it and use the Quick Properties dialog box. If the Quick Properties dialog box doesn't come up, make sure that this button right here is clicked. And I'm going to change that from the model layer to the hidden line layer. And then just hit escape and that'll close everything out. This hidden line projected with this now gives me the location for the top of that cutout in the front. So I'm going to start a new line projected off of here 20, and I'm going to go up to that projected intersection, and then I can go over 20 and straight down. So there we have our front view. I'm going to switch to my hidden line layer, and I'm going to draw a line that's going to be projected from here, which will give me the hidden line for the front view. Switch back to my model layer, and for the most part, with the exception of one other line, offset 10 on this side, and now I'm going to use a tool called Match Properties. And the easiest way to do Match Properties is just type MA, enter. I'm going to click on the source object, which is the object that has the properties I'm looking for, and then click on the line that, or arc or circle or object that you want to change. And what Match Properties will do is it'll take the two objects and give them identical line type, line weights, layers, everything. So here I've got my first two views completely done. Now what I need to do is I need to draw my miter line, which is going to have a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to draw this thing up pretty far. It looks like I'm going to actually have to move this down just a little bit to get everything to fit in this. Now I'm going to draw a line from this left edge all the way up to my miter line and all the way over so that it sort of intersects with right here. And what I'm actually working on is a box that's going to give me the rough overall shape of my top view. The distance, if we were to put a dimension on here, which you won't be putting a dimension right here, is going to be 83.86751346. Okay, we know that that is not a normal dimension, so this will actually be dimensioned from the distance of this line and then the angle that's actually included right here. Now, things we need to keep in mind, if you go back to the exercise that we did several weeks ago, where we were actually shading things and coloring things and stuff like that to do the hand sketching, you'll notice that if you look down from the top, you're going to see that C shape on the right hand side. You're going to see kind of an H shape, and then you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rectangles. So that's what we want to focus on, is going to be all of that particular information. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, so we should see this shape right here replicated, and then that C shape replicated. So what I want to do is I want to begin building the H shape. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and project up this front groove. So by projecting the hidden line up and then these two lines up, we get what's going to be the start of our H shape. So that's one feature, and just like with the last exercise, if you take this feature by feature, it's going to make life a whole lot easier. Now the top of this H is right here, so if I project this up and over, and then I project this up, I get the top line for my H shape. Now that's not where it's going to end, but that is where it starts. So then I can project this up and then draw this piece here over, trimming out the middle. And then we'll trim out and erase the rest of our projected lines. So now you can see I clearly have my H shape right here. Now I can project all of these other lines up and over. Now you can do this part dimensionally, or you can go ahead and do this part using projection. I'm just going to go ahead and use the projected method. So now I can draw this all the way back to the back here. I do need one more line. I forgot this one here, so I'll place that up there, and now I can trim out everything that I don't need and erase what I don't need. So now we can see these are all of those rectangles that we would see from the top view. Now I got to keep in mind, since this is angled, the right side of this doesn't go up as far as the back side, so I need to project this over to here. And what that's actually going to be is a spot where you don't see anything. So now I can erase these. That C shape, again, I can do this dimensionally, or I can actually go ahead and lay it out. I'm going to go ahead and lay it out by bringing this over to here. And once I have this piece, from here on out, I can pretty much do this dimensionally. This will go 10, 20, back out to the edge, and now I can erase these two lines, trim this section right here out. So here I've got my C shape. Here I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rectangles and my H shape. The only thing that I'm missing from my top view right now is this bottom edge. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my hidden layer, and I'm going to project this line here up and then draw in that hidden line, because this is going to represent my bottom edge. So you can see The top view, which looks to be the most complicated view, actually only has one hidden line. Everything else is going to be visible in that view. So here we have our top, our front, and our right side views of exercise 5-14. And again, make sure you center this thing up, put all your dimensions on it, and then go ahead and turn it in.